tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. I just got bags from Prada. Rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we pack up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. Dying from laughter. When it come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today and they my last one.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no off. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down and get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
I'm moving too fast, I can't stop. Wiping it down with the paint hot. Left hand on the wheel. I'm closing the top on the raindrop. I'm keeping the game in the headlock. When throwed and blinded my dreadlock. In the end zone with the mad dot. One phone call, get it dead stop. I feel like I own the season. Say one thing, just give me a reason. Knowing you're mad, I'm undefeated. Top dog, making it even.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up.
I can't take no off. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
Y'all already know what time it is, huh? Playing skills, you did.
Playing skills.
Ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole on the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip.
Well, no trip to the Northwest would be complete without a little rain. And we've got a lot of rain falling right now at CenturyLink Field in downtown Seattle. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
Cut. 280.
45, Mike, 45.
I'm on.
Watch twitch.
14.
This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
You.
Good.
To throw is Wilson. And the tight end Dixon left side. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Yeah, they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, Wilson. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing down. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. This is Peyton Barber. He led them in rushing a season ago. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks.
Peyton Barber, a surprise workhorse for the Buccaneers in 2018. I don't think they expected him to have 234 carries, but he certainly felt like he could carry the load and just carried it there for a nice gain.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Here's Winston. Over the middle to Evans. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in secondary.
On 2nd down, Barber. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there.
Ready. Flag. What do you got? 54. That's what I do. 317. 54. Mike. Wait.
3rd and short yardage. Winston. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Forced out to his left. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Ellington now to return it. 12 yards on the return that time, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Back.
Winston gives to Barber. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. In on the stop, it was the UCF product, Shaquem Griffin.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On third down, Winston. Airing this one out for Evans. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
It's been a long day for you.
Now Wilson on first down. It's caught right side, Dixon. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter.
Not today, you are. Not today. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
They'll run on first down. It's Carson. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Dominican Sue on the stop. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 36-yard line.
Check 31. Check 31. Check 52. Sponge. No. Fair. Check nickel. 61. Max box.
On 2nd down now. It's Carson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
Watch the screen.
Hey.
They'll try and run forward with Penny. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Now it's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. Wide open receiver complete. That one goes for 24 yards.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that one.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Levante David making his presence felt in the backfield.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
It'll be a 2-yard gain, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
I'm trying to collect.
From the gun, it's Wilson. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up fourth.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook, and a great grab on the other end. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first point. It's a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Ready? Blue lady. Check black 54. Black 54.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. Looking for Perriman, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Curtis Riley. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw, a free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, where you go?
Barber on 1st and 10. In on the tackle there, Bobby Wagner, coming off a third straight All-Pro season. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Check 37. Check 37. Shoot. Watch the shoot.
The carry for Barber. And some room to run now. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, Winston. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again. First time into the red zone for the Buccaneers. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. Andre Ellington, his first carry. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
At the 4-yard line.
So not quite a 1st and goal just yet, as they come up now 2nd and inches. Jameis to throw it. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
3rd and long.
The Bucs on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9.
Check 3. Check 3. Check 3.
Working out of the gun. Winston. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans. As the first half is winding down, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals, because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Check, check. 14, 3,
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here at half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And this is caught by Evans. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. This is Ellington. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Yannick Ngakoue in on the stop.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. Because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Watch time. Tie it right. Hey.
From the 45 on 2nd down. Winston going for Evans, but that pass is intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Kevin Minter. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Here we go.
Now Wilson. It's complete to Jerome Brown. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. To throw is Winston. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half. Incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Winston. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. Winston now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Here's Winston. Dancing to his left. And Winston lost the football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Ready? Blue ready. Block 49. Here it goes. Here it goes. Check your hot read. Wait. Check.
Now Ellington. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Check it back.
Now Winston. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. The end result, 21 yards.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
Here's Ellington. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. On 2nd and a yard. Winston. He's going to go down here. A sack. They push him back to the 34. Yannick Ngakoue. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
3rd down. 3rd and long.
Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long.
Mike 54. Mike 54.
Now Winston. Being chased out left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And Gay missed it. Pulled it off to the left, and this score will stay right where it is. A 4th quarter miss like that, there is no lonelier feeling than that kicker right now.
As we all know, a lot of these games, they come down to special teams. And when that chance comes, you have to perform in order to help your team get over the top.
Could have tied it. Instead, they remain down 3. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Let's get it.
At the
45, 45, Mike, 45. Check. Echo. 45's the Mike, 45's the Mike. Rabbit.
From the 41, Wilson, and down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. M.J. Stewart, mainly known for his pass coverage, this time a sack. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. It's caught, Lockett. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. They get 7 there. It brings up 4th.
It's 4th down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up. Shit, shit. Low alert, low alert. Shit.
The Seahawks will go for it. It's Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. That one good for 17 yards on 4th. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. First down. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They run it with Carson. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another first down as well. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. This is Carson, and I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
You got three down. Check nine.
They run again with Carson. And the Buccaneer defense for the second straight play, flexing its muscle by forcing a loss. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. The last 2 plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. Wilson after the play fake to Carson, sliding out of the pocket. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. The former first-round pick, Vernon Hargraves, the one who was there defensively.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Myers' kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down here in a 1-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Ziggy Ansah in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. And that will be incomplete with the clock showing 18 seconds now to go. Back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack. Now they force the incompletion on 3rd and long. Things looking pretty good for them.
And this is where they have to be careful because they've got the momentum going their way. They will be really amped up to get to the quarterback. Look out. Draw, screen, something that can be used against them.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Winston. He completes it to Andre Ellington. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. So down 6, and they know they need this one on 4th down.
Here we go again. Flip.
Winston to throw for it on 4th. Now a desperation throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Curtis Riley. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. So the victory here for Seattle. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Seahawks, they inch closer to 3-6.